television's biggest hits, Mad About You. One of the funniest guys around. I'm thrilled that he could stop by to say hi today. Please welcome Paul Reiser.
Just another quiet little afternoon at your house.
Exactly. How are you doing? Thanks for doing the show.
This is, oh, it's my pleasure. This is so fun. I watch you, I gotta say, like these people, I watch you regularly.
Yeah.
And I know you for many years, and I'm watching you working very hard, and I'm going, this is, and you're singing, and big stars are coming and talking to you. This is as close to not really having a job as you could come.
You're not kidding, man.
You're one step away from being in your pajamas and having people come right to your house. I say, how does she get away with that? I had a show, I had an idea for a show once that I would just be in my robe and big stars would come to my house and I'd say, sorry, I can't talk. And then they'd go away.
Sure.
It was like one step less work than you.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it feels like that. The hour that we're on is like a dream come true. It's a long way from the clubs we started at.
Different.
Yeah.
1 hour, 1 hour a day. We started you started on Long Island.
Right.
Which was like, you had to drive to then be humiliated.
Right.
I could stay in New York and stay right in the city. We used to go, the thing in the beginning was because you would work like 20 minutes a day, and you never knew when. I mean, late at night, you go like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. And you weren't even guaranteed that you would go on stage. So I used to like call up and say, is there any audience there? And they would say, well, there's 12 people, come on down. And you drive down. And I would say, well, there's 6 people, come on down. Okay, you get to, and one time I actually called, and this is in the comic strip in New York, and I said, is there anybody there? And he said to me, there's one guy, but he's a laugher. I got in my car, I drove down.
Came on down. Did he laugh?
He laughed.
Good.
God bless him.
How many years you out there kicking around? Dinah was pretty much your first big break in acting, right?
Dinah was the first job I ever had.
You were great on that. You gonna eat that?
Well, thank you.
You gonna eat that?
You can eat that.
Yeah.
These people don't know. They're very young. They're very young. These people are 11
They
years
know.
old.
Watch. Did you see Dinah? See, that's all you gotta do. Now, is it true that you were going there with a friend of yours or something, and you said, let me come in, you were going, and you got the part?
I got that job by accident. I was going to buy socks at Macy's, if you need to know. And
I do.
And there you go. And my good buddy Michael and I, he had an audition, and I just was hanging out with him, and we were playing around in the waiting room, and the director said, do you have a picture? I said, no. He said, come back tomorrow. I said, I'm not really auditioning, I'm just on my way to buy socks, frankly. So I went and bought socks, came back the next day, and I went to the movie, but I had plenty of socks, so that was worked out.
Yeah.
It's like 8 weeks on the road, I had the socks.
That's right. You actually and Kevin Pollak were the two comics who, with the group of people I started with, went on to act in serious roles, and it was sort of when casting directors said, hey, comics can do something more than just bump, you know? From
Rosie,
Alien and...
all my life, I said if I could just be a role model for kids like you.
Yeah.
That's really
we're the
my
same
goal.
age, so what does that mean?
No, it means nothing. It meant nothing.
How's your baby?
Oh, is my baby cute?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a sip.
Okay, it's your water, do what you like.
Well, it's yours, but I'm having it now.
No, this is mine.
I just met your little youngster outside.
Cutie.
Among the cutest Americans
there
out
you
there.
Go.
You've seen. My guy, he's great. He's in this. He's over a year now. He's just now decided he was sleeping very well. He decided let's change all that.
Oh.
They sort of like revert. And you know, I'm sure you've gone through this, and they tell you the way to. You have to be very firm. You have to, because otherwise they'll expect you to keep coming in, take care of them.
Sure.
They say you have to let them learn to put themselves to sleep. You ignore them basically. If they're crying, let them cry. I'm going, that's what the book says. Let them cry. I'm going, really? I said that took me because they're basically telling you, go ahead, be selfish, ignore the kid. I was going to do that anyway. Now I learned to not be an idiot. I learned to maybe pay attention when the kid's crying. They're saying, don't do that, let him cry. So we sit, it's the saddest thing. You sit out in the room and he's crying, going, we can't go in for 7 minutes. That's what the book says, and he's crying. And I'm going, boy, he wants us and we want him, but we can't because the book said.
Right.
And I'm thinking, I wonder if when I grew up, my parents were outside the room, you know, with everything I wanted. They go, we have the toys you want, we can't give them to you. No. We read an article that said that if we give you Rock'em Sock'em robots, it'll be no good for you. We'll have to stay. We have to hold on to it.
Did he get past? Is he sleeping though through the night again?
He sleeps very well. 5 shows: 3, 5, 7, and 1 o'clock. It's like vaudeville. It's like vaudeville in diapers, my son.
Many shows during the night.
Many shows. Always a good crowd.
Well, don't go anywhere. More about you and your show after this break. Paul Reiser, right after this.
can agree on.
Back with Paul Reiser. Paul, for your time off, what have you been doing? Vacationing? Or?
I am, well, this won't impress you. Today I have a day off. I'm doing the Rosie O'Donnell show.
Right.
Which you do every day, so
I
it's
do.
not...
Yes, I do.
I had a couple of days off, and when you get you try and do all the things that you don't do when you're busy working. So I guess, a couple of days I had to go to the dentist. I hadn't been to the dentist. Well, should probably go. I got my notification. Go, you have to come. So I go, and here's the thing. Only in Hollywood. So I'm going to the dentist, and I get out of the I park my car, and there's a guy, like, taking pictures. So I'm thinking, I don't want to be paranoid. Is this guy taking pictures of me? And I said, well, he's probably a tourist. He's following me into the... I said, oh, this is weird. And I go, and turns out it's right near Cedars. And Michael Jackson just had a baby an hour ago. I didn't know this. All right, so I'm thinking, I go to the dentist, and they say, you're fine. You maybe one cap. You want to come back next week. I come out of the building, and they go, do you have any reaction? I went... It'll probably hurt a little bit, is my guess. But they have Novocaine, so there is hope, And I had no idea. It was the most frightening thing. I said, people...
They thought you were actually visiting Michael and his family?
They assumed that I was going to rinse and spit, frankly.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I hadn't been in a while, but I didn't know it was news.
Big news here in L.A.,
yes.
everything you do.
But you know what? But it's a wild thing. This was great. I don't know if you had to have seen it on the news. Everybody was watching. It was all over the news. Michael Jackson had a baby. And God bless, and everybody's happy, but nobody is invested as the news wants you to be. The media wants you to be so excited. They asked the guy, we haven't seen anybody, but this gentleman's daughter gave birth right next door to Michael Jackson. How do you feel? He goes, well, my daughter just had a son. I feel great. No, but how do you feel? Well, I'm a grandfather. I feel great. Yeah, but aren't you excited that you were next to Michael Jackson? No, not really. Not really. It's like we don't hear that much.
Yeah, right. They think we can.
Let the man enjoy his life. That's what I'm saying.
Your show is going so well. It's so great. Continues to be great every year. You and Helen Hunt, great chemistry.
Helen Hunt, wonderful.
And the guest star, Mr. One and Only. You've got a bunch of guest stars, but Mel Brooks.
We've had Mel Brooks was my comedy hero.
Yes. Genius.
He just won he won a American Comedy Award for his first shot on our show. And it was a dream come true to work with him. You can't really work with him. You just kind of like put the camera on him and try not to cry laughing. I mean, we have footage of me just rolling on the floor spitting. There was no funnier man on the planet. And we have, should we show this clip?
Show the clip.
This is actually from the second show, I think it was on a couple of days ago, where he thinks he's on his deathbed in the hospital and insists that we name our first child after him. Mel Brooks on Mad About You.
Mad About You. NBC.
Tuesdays,
8 o'clock.
Why not?
There you go. Paul Reiser, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
My love for your wife and baby. We'll be right back with Lisa Kudrow after this.
Still ahead, Patricia Richardson. Don't forget, it's kind of hip, kind of now, Charlie.